Hello guys, Hello and Vic here, and today we're in another episode of Honest Talk where I'm reviewing games that I've already presented on my channel, did a how to play video, a solo playthrough sometimes maybe, and today it's Dog Park, the Collector's Edition, a Kickstarter arrival from not long ago, a game for 1 to 4 players about, well, walking dogs in the park. So for me, a dog person, and I love dogs in general, when I saw this on Kickstarter, it was a dream come true. The first initial thought in my head was, this is going to be a Wingspan game, but about dogs. How perfect is that? So it was an automatic support for me. Now, in this video, I will be talking about the good and the not so good things about this game after a few playthroughs, solo and multiplayer, to just share my opinion and maybe, help you get informed about what this game really is. If you want to check out the how to play video or the solo playthrough for this game, I've got them on my channel already, so you can find them somewhere on those playlists over there. And if you would like to support what I'm doing here, you can always click the like button, ring the notification bell, and click the subscribe button to be notified about new videos that are arriving on my channel. And there's the comment section if you would like to share your own opinions about Dog Park as well. So feel free to find me there. And right now, let's talk about the good things about Dog Park. Okay, so Dog Park is definitely not your heavyweight game. It's on the lighter spectrum, and this can be a plus because the subject of the game, walking dogs, is also very light and very kind of, not very serious, let's say. So I wouldn't expect this to be a heavyweight game because this would clash with the theme a bit. And here we've got a pretty light engine builder, and you will find out why the quotation marks with this phrase about walking dogs. And I think that this is a great place for this theme to be fulfilling itself. The theme and the gameplay is connected pretty strongly. You've got a lot of breeds of dogs. You literally take them out for a walk in the park every single round. The walks in the park are, determined by forecasts, which give you some passive abilities for every round. And you can score points for specific categories of dogs that are more popular than others, and so forth and so on. It's all very well connected with the world of canines, of our four-legged friends. So that is definitely a plus. If you are a dog person, if you like those kind of games, or if your kids like dogs basically, and you would like to find them a board game that's about dogs, then it's 10 plus, and definitely that's the good age of entry here. So definitely Dog Park is a good recommendation. Now, the quality of production is okay. The components are really cool in the deluxe edition, especially in this collector's edition. The wooden sticks and balls and the chewy toys and the snacks and everything, and the game trays helps everything, keep everything organized, and the drawings, the artworks on the board itself and on the dog cards is pretty sweet. I love how all of those dogs are represented here on those cards, like, a Scottish Terrier, for example. Take a look at this cutie, right? And it looks very nice. It's a very pleasant game. This is what you would expect from a game called Dog Park, definitely. And the box art doesn't lie as well. And this, because the same you will find inside the box, and this is very, very cool. Now, the gameplay itself is, like I mentioned already, on the lighter side of the spectrum. The rules are about 10 minutes of explanation. Check out my how to play video where I'm going through all of this in a lot of detail, so that is pretty clear, hopefully, after watching my video. But you can get somebody into this game pretty quick. The rules are easy to remember and easy to follow. The sections or the phases of each round are very distinct, very clear. You know what to do in all of those. The instructions on the cards are written in a very clear language and use very clear iconography, so they are very user-friendly. There are no doubts on what's going on with each of the cards, with each of the dogs that you have on your lead or in your kennel, and everything here is very well thought through. definitely you can see that the authors were very focused at delivering a good quality product in this case when it comes to the gameplay, and that they had a vision of what this game should be. Another good thing in this game is that it plays pretty well with any number of players, because with one player or two players you get additional automatic players which are managed by a roll of the die basically, so they move pretty randomly, but they introduce some kind of chaos and, you know, can kind of cross your plans or interfere with your plans a bit sometimes. They're not maybe that I would maybe, as I'm a heavier player, I would like them to be a bit more complex, because their moves, especially when it comes to the voting stage, are really easy to predict, but still it's pretty satisfying with two players. I played solo, I played two players, I played it three players, I played it four players, and each of those player counts plays similarly, so yeah, it's pretty solid when it comes to that. And one more thing that I like, and this is also akin to Wingspan, for example, which is, like I mentioned in the introduction, a game that I was kind of triggered by when I saw Dog Park, and I like Wingspan too, but birds are not really my thing. I like Wingspan for the illustrations and the facts that you can find out things about birds, because you've got those little pieces of text about every bird on the bottom of every card. The same thing is here. Each card you have at least one tiny sentence here with a curio or some interesting piece of information, some trivia about every dog. So it has this educational factor, and since I am a dog person, I've been more than happy to read those little tiny fragments about each of those breeds, and I've learned something new quite a few times. So yeah, it's also, let's say, educational, or at least it will give you something interesting to find out and learn while you play the game, so it's worth it, even if for that, in my opinion, too, right? So okay, and also I will add, well, just how many dogs you have here, all the breeds that you can think of, probably most, at least, if not all. Definitely all of the breeds that I know are here on those cards, and you have quite a lot of those. And if you're a real expert in the canine world, then maybe you will find a few that they've omitted or missed. But come on, there are a lot, definitely. But enough talking about the good stuff, because there are a few things that fall in my head into the not so good category that I would like to mention as well in this case. And the first not so good thing, in my opinion, is when it comes to the design, are the colors that are kind of chosen in this game and how they are designed and introduced. And take a look at this. Those are the boards that you get, those are the kennel boards that you get for the game, right? And on this side, you can see clearly which one is the red one, which one is the yellow one, the green one, and the blue one, or the purple one, or whatever you call it, right? But on this side, those differences, like for example, between this one and this one, can you spot the difference? The difference is that here you've got the red bowls for food, and here you've got the purple bowls for food, and the backgrounds don't really change almost at all. Sometimes during the game, the players were able, and I'm telling it from experience, the players were able to forget which color is theirs. And for example, I had one game, I'm always playing red in my games, and I had one game where somebody else was red. And I had a board that wasn't red in front of me, but I was constantly grabbing the red meeple on the board because I didn't have any visual incentive on my board to tell me otherwise. So those colors for players could stand out definitely more. That's one thing with the design. The second thing that needs to be mentioned is that as far as engine building goes, this is a not so good of an engine build game. It's a game where you collect sets of dogs and you have those breed expert awards, so some sets, some color sets of dogs, and there are 7 colors in all, score better and some worse. So you collect some sets. Each dog has a skill that can be triggered when the dog is on the lead or in your kennel, or there is a condition met during the walk, for example. So it's kind of an engine builder as well, but it kind of sits in between those two categories, and it doesn't commit itself to any of them. So the set collection aspect is there, but it's not that strong, because over the course of those 4 rounds you will collect only 8 dogs, and you will either focus on one set of a specific dog if there is a chance to get it, or you will focus on having smaller sets and trying to win with other players for having the most dogs in those sets. But then again, the amount of cards in play every single time means that you can, for example, in the first round invest in, I don't know, terriers or working dogs, and then not see another working dog for the remainder of the game, or at least until the 4th round, because that's how the deck will be set. So it's kind of not a full set collection game because of that, because you can't bet on this mechanic strongly enough. And then again, it's not an engine builder as well, because each time you take only 3 dogs on your lead, and most of the abilities of the dogs trigger only when you put them on the lead or take them on the walk. Some of them have final scoring abilities, but that's a different pair of shoes. So then with those 3 dogs, you can't really trigger a very efficient engine. They're only there to help you collect some resources, or to, you know, to help you trigger an ability on the board or something like that. So there is this inkling of an engine builder game, but it's definitely not as expansive as in Wingspan, for example. So don't look for any similarities here and there. So that's basically my probably biggest regret about this game, that it couldn't define itself well between those 2 genres. I would personally like more engine building in this one. So to have those dogs interact between each other in the kennels or while walking or something like that, or like to have a dog who would have a skill like when you pass a player with a dog of the same breed or of the same type, then this dog does this and this. Or if you have a dog in your kennel that has this characteristic or something like this, then you do this. So some more interactions on this level between dogs, I would definitely welcome this, to make it a bit more strategic, to watch even more what other players are doing and what other players are playing, putting on the lead, having in their kennels. I would definitely welcome this a bit more, because right now the only time you're interested in the other players really is to see how many dogs of a specific breed, expert category they have in their kennel, because you have to have at least the same amount or more in order to score. So that's the only moment where you pay attention to the other players, basically, outside of the bidding for dogs in the beginning of every round. And the last thing that I'm really a bit disappointed by, and I'll be wrapping this up, is that during the Kickstarter, the collector's edition came with 2 additional packs or expansions with more dogs. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of difference between having those dogs in the game and not. Sure, there are some more cards, which I don't think is a good thing, to be honest, in this game, because the amount of cards here means that this set collection element, as I've mentioned, is a bit more tricky sometimes. But also those abilities of those dogs that are added are not unique in any way, are not so special that they kind of merit them to be called expansions. They're not something to be kind of like looking for. So if you buy this game and you don't get those 2 decks of expansion cards with the dogs, you won't be missing out on anything. So maybe that's a plus. But then again, if you get it, you won't feel like your game is more complete because of them. Here. Okay, so let's wrap it up very quickly. Dog Park. If you want a simple game, if you want a lighter game focused completely about dogs, find out some cool information about dogs, learn some new breeds of dogs, meet some new breeds of dogs, look at beautiful illustrations of dogs, and have a relaxing game with pretty easy to remember rules and thematically very well connected, and you don't mind the color design of the players, and you don't mind that it's not an engine builder per se, and it's not a set collector's game, it's just a kind of a light casual game about walking dogs, there you go. Then you'll be satisfied with Dog Park. I am satisfied with Dog Park, because apart maybe from this initial hope that it would be more Wingspan complexity level thing, I'm I didn't go into this with very high expectations about the complexity or anything. I was expecting a game about walking dogs. I was expecting a game with a lot of illustrations of dogs. I was expecting a game where I could take a husky out for a walk together with a labradoodle, and I got it, so I'm happy as a dog enthusiast. So yeah, my name was Lone Vic. Again, this was Dog Park Collector's Edition, my honest subjective opinion about this game. If you want to check how to play this game, take a look at my channel. There is a video on the rules of play playlist for Dog Park, and there is also a solo playthrough where I'm scoring a pretty decent but not the best score yet. I will definitely get better at this game, and for now, thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, the like button, the subscribe, the notification bell, leave a trace in the comments as well for some activity. And as far as I remember, the guys here from Birdwood Games already announced that they have next year some plans to expand on Dog Park, so I'll be pointing one eye on the Kickstarter for this, because I will definitely want to see what they have in plan for this game. And the game is still available on their webpage to buy as far as I know, and I will throw in a link to their page in the description for this video. So if you're looking for this game, if you would like to get it, the link will be there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day and see you soon in another of my videos here on this channel. For now, stay safe, be well, have fun, and bye-bye.